11th, and today we'll cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, MSTY. And again, I apologize for such a late video, but I had a late night, so I'll do my best, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, for yesterday, I bought 10 more shares of VOLTI, averaging down my cost basis, high risk, very high risk, YieldMax fund, but very high yield. And I sold a put on TSLY because it was down again. However, I sold it a little too early in the day because it kept going down towards the end of the day. But anyway, let's move on to the trades. It was Friday yesterday, obviously, so a lot of trades. So here's TSLY, 2 BCs, 2 SSs. So they closed out their weekly calls and they opened new ones. And you could just tell, all you have to do is look at the execution price on the BCs, and you see that they paid a penny, and that tells you they won, all right? They won the trade by a long shot. So it was another good week for the weekly calls, and then obviously they started new positions, 2 new positions, 175 and a 172.50, but we'll see how far out of the money they are. All right, let's go to the spreadsheet. So they didn't do anything with the synthetic, but again, they have 2 synthetics, a 180 and a 175, both of which expire July 19th. But like we said, we're not going to talk about them until we get closer to the expiration. All right, so TSLY went down, as mentioned, 2.04%. TSLY went down 1.98%. So let's see how the trades looked. So if we go to the top, you can see they paid a penny, a penny, a penny, a penny. All right. So in the end, if you go to the right, you can see the profit loss. You know, essentially it was basically all profit on all of these. You know, they made a killing last week. You know, what were the calls like out of the money? Well, you know, they were various. They were, one was 0.75%, one was 2%, one was 5%. So whether or not we thought they were too tight at the moment, look where they closed, you know, way out of the money. So obviously the fund managers made the right choice. And in the end, they yielded, you know, this mostly 75% to 100% on those positions. Now going into next week, they do 32,000 contracts at a 175 strike. That's tight as well, 3.88% out of the money. And then 6,690 contracts, 172.50 strike, even tighter, 2.39% out of the money. But again, I ain't gonna say nothing because after they won last week's, so maybe Tesla is still on a downtrend. Who the hell knows? All right, outstanding shares, no movement. So the summary is 30-day IV, 40%. Shares are still at 44.5 million. Total net income from the weekly calls, 11.5 million. Total distribution, 26 cents, which is a daily income of 4 cents a day, daily yield 0.3%, and an annualized yield of 109%. Nice. Very good. Reaction, you know, didn't change it because he's still the smart dude in the room. All right. He did tight calls for next week, which I wouldn't do personally. But then again, look what happened last week. They won. So I'm going to have to give them the benefit of the doubt at this very moment. Because again, who knows? But if Tesla blows up next week, if it goes up 10%, 15% for the week, that's our, you know, lost opportunity. But we shall see. Short call income, 11.5 million for May, which comes to 26 cents as mentioned. I'm not going to go to the bottom now because now we have two Fridays within 8 days. So the average is not going to look right. All right. So again, we're not going to talk about the synthetic and we're not going to talk about the weekly calls. So we're just going to go straight to the net asset value, 639.4 million. The NAV is 1435 and the trade price is 1437. Moving on, this will be a quicker video because I'm beat. NVDY had 3 trades, so they closed out their calls, and you could see one is 3 cents, but one is 9.90. So obviously the 9.90, a little less, you know, of a guaranteed win. We'll take a look in a second. And they opened a new position, 1 strike, 9.20 again. Okay, Let's take a look. NVDY. All right, so they have a 915 synthetic. They did not add anything to it. However, this one does expire next Friday. So 6 days away. And they are pretty close. They're only 1.77% away. So this is not really a concern. As of today, it would cost them $5.1 million to close. But again, they have time to actually make money on this. Earnings falls after that date. It falls into the following week, May 22nd. All right, let's go to the May tab and see how NVIDIA did for the day. NVIDIA, was up 1.27%. NVIDIA beat it, up 1.3%. Let me just double check the prices. Yeah, sometimes they change on me. So yeah, here's the 990. They paid $990 to close 120 contracts at $890 strike price. We thought for sure we were going to lose this one yesterday, and we didn't. We did not lose it because the open price it was $11.17, I guess. So they won. The break even was $901, and they ended up at $898. So it ended up in a profit. How much profit? 15,000, which yielded 6% annualized, but still, it's a win nonetheless. They did not lose any money on that, and that was the only worry. The other contracts, 920 strike, again, they paid 3 cents, so that is obviously a big win. You know, they made like 4.8 million on that. So success, success, success. All right, what about next week? Well, we got 5,190 contracts, 920 strike. 2.36% out of the money. So again, tight. These calls are tight. Is that okay? I don't know. You guys be the judge. I'm done judging them, at least for today. Outstanding shares, no change. All right, here's the recap. 30-day IV, 59%. Outstanding shares, 18 million. Total income from the weekly calls, 10.8 million. Distribution from that is 60 cents per share. Daily income is 10 cents a day. Daily yield 0.39%. If you annualize that, that's 141%. So far so good. Reaction, smiley face, because they won all their contracts. All right, so what do we got? We got that synthetic debit, 136,000. Whoop-de-doo. But short call income, 10.8 million. So that's a total net income of 10.6 million, which comes to 59 cents per share or 60 cents per share with just the short call income. All right, holdings going into next week. Again, the synthetic, we have to keep a close eye on, and we will. Right now, we're not making money on it, but we may by the end of the week. We only have the one call. Actually did not highlight these right. The blue should be the weekly call, and this is actually the synthetic. This should actually be orange right here. All right, and then this is nothing. All better, right? Because the orange is the call for the synthetic. So, you know, again, the call is only worth 6.7, but it can flip, right? We'll see if NVIDIA goes up next week. We need NVIDIA to go up next week. However, if it goes up, we need it to go up a little as far as the weekly call is concerned. So let's take a look at that again. So if we go to synthetic, we're down 1.77%. And how far out of the money are these? Okay, so we want to go up 2% next week. That's our number, 2%. Remember that. All right, anyway, let's go to the net asset value of NVIDIA. We got 464.6 million. The NAV is 25.74. Trade price 25.75. All right, not bad. All right, CONY. Woo, look at this. Look at this. What is going on? All right, buy call, sell put. All right, that's adding to the synthetic. A lot of BCs, all right, they closed out positions. The BCs in the middle, you can see they paid 2 cents, 1 penny, 1 penny. It looks like they won. And then last but not least, two strike prices for next week. Let's see what it looks like though. All right, Here's the synthetic. Their synthetic expires May 17th. But first, they did add 500 additional contracts, and they made a killing, 2.9 million. But they may have to pay it all back. Look at coin price, $200. Look at the strike of the synthetic, 260. Oh man, this is just getting uglier and uglier and uglier. It's 22% away from making money. So needless to say, are we going to go up 22% 1 week? I'd say probably not. So as of right now, our synthetic is going to be a loss of 125 million. But I don't know. We still have 6 days, well, 5 trading days, but right now it does not look good at all. Okay, what do we got here? Coin, how did coin do yesterday? It went down 4.53%. It was actually up earlier in the day. And then whatever, I don't know what happened. Then it just tanked. And then CONY went down 4.57. Well, CONY went down more than coin. Interesting there. All right. What happened with all the trades? Well, they paid a penny, 2 cents. Look at all this. They won, right? How tight were the calls? Some of these were a little tight, right? 7%. We considered that tight, 6%. And they ended up being right on every single one of these. Basically 100% profit. So, if you want to see how much they yielded in the end, this annualized yield is based on the profit. So clearly it was a good move by then. So the closeouts were all successful. Now the new positions, again, if we just look at the 510 rows, row 22 and 23, I'll get everything else out of the picture. This is what they opened, 20,275 contracts, 212.50 strike, 5.76% out of the money, and then 500 contracts, 210 strike, 4.52% out of the money. So kind of tight. And then what else do they have open heading into next week? Well, let me zoom out a little. Again, these all expire May 17th. So they have, what do they got? 220. They have a 220 strike, 265 contracts at 220. That's now 9.5% out of the money. Okay. 165 contracts, 225 strike. That's 11% out of the money. And then 200 contracts, 220, way too many contracts. 220, 250 is 10% out of the money. So it's, I don't know. The largest position though, if we go back 20,000 contracts, that's what we really care about. That is almost the lowest. That's at 212.50. So we'll see how the week goes. Kind of tight though. Again, tight strikes. Outstanding shares did go up 450,000. 30-day IV 68%. Outstanding shares 20.8 million. Total net income from the weekly calls by themselves 13.3 million. Distribution comes to 64 cents per share. Daily income 11 cents a day. Daily yield 0.52%. And if you annualize that, it's 188% yield. Not bad. Not bad at all. Deck date, 25 days away. Smiley faces for everyone because they're winning. They're winning the weekly calls. However, the synthetic damage, right? The synthetic damage. I've been tracking this since when? December. Yeah. And the synthetic income since then was 232 million. And you saw right now it's like we're like 125 million down. So that synthetic income total is going to be pretty damaged by this, the loss heading into next week. But we'll see where we end up. But as of right now, the May synthetic income is, an income of 7 million. Short call income 13. So total net income 20.3 million, which comes to 98 cents per share. Short call income alone from the weekly calls 64 cents per share. And again, I'm not going to look at the estimate on the bottom because it now includes an additional Friday. So I have 2 Fridays in an 8-day average. So it's not going to work out. That's unfortunate, the timing of it, of course, when I added it. But all right, so let's see. What do we got? We got to worry about the synthetic in pink, 125 million. But again, let's hope for a recovery for coin next week. A big one. But if we get a big one, we're going to lose. We're going to lose on our weekly calls, so we may have to sacrifice. We'll see. Net asset value is 430 million for CONY. The NAV is 2067, trade price 2068. So the moral of the story for CONY is our synthetic is in danger. MSTY, 3 trades, BCs, all right. What they pay? 19 cents, 5 cents, okay. But then they opened only 1 at a 1280. So I'm guessing they're going to pick tight strikes as well. That seems to be the theme lately, getting greedy. Market's been kind of shit, so they think, all right, it'll stay shit, and we'll just make some money during the shit. All right, the synthetic does not expire until July 19th, 69 days away. So since they had no trade on the synthetic, we won't talk about the synthetic. So how did MSTR do yesterday? It was down 6.58%. MSTY was down 5.36%. So if we look what they paid on the closeouts, 20 cents, 5 cents, obviously, huge win, huge win. At the time, again, they sold those calls 7 and 8% out of the money, which, you know, we probably said, oh, yeah, they're a little tight. But in the end, they ended up 11 and 16% out of the money. So clearly they made the right move. That's why we pay them 0.99%. Now, heading into next week, what do we got here? You know, we got all kinds of strikes. The one they opened yesterday, 943 contracts, very low strike, 1280 strike, 8.43% out of the money. They already had existing strikes of 1335, which is 13% of the money, and they also have a 1365 strike. I feel like spiders are walking on me. That's 15% of the money. All right, sorry about that. All right, so let's take a look to the right. Outstanding shares, did they go up from 5.9 to 5.10? No, they did not. So the summary is 30-day IV, 91%. Outstanding shares, 4.1 million. Total net income, 5.1. Everyone's winning on the weekly calls. Obviously a more bearish market, but, you know, it's good to win. Distribution, $1.23. Daily income, 20 cents. Daily yield, 0.71%. Annualized yield, 257% alone. Alone on the weekly calls. Reaction, again, they're happy. They're winning. They're winning the transactions. And guess what? For the month of May, MSTY has synthetic income, 12.3 million. And obviously with the short call income, that's 17.4 million. That would come to $4.17 per share. Short call income alone, still respectable, $1.23. So it's a really good month for MSTY. All right, so what else we got here? Well, again, we got the synthetic, which we don't care about yet, and we got the calls. So we'll see. We'll see what next week brings. We don't know. But the net asset value of this fund, you know, still small, 120.4 million. The NAV is 28.84, and the trade price is 28.97. So that's basically it as far as you know, the funds go. I really got nothing else. I just wanted to get this video. Actually, as soon as I woke up, pretty much, I had to have a quick cup of coffee, get the video done, because it's going to be a busy day. But anyway, I'm sorry it was quick. I'm sorry it wasn't maybe as animated as usual, but I got the video done. That's what matters, right? I got the update done. I got that out to you guys, whether late or not. It's done. But again, sorry it was late. Sometimes, you know, life is busy. You got to do what you got to do, right? You got to have a little fun. But I still hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Tune into some additional videos this weekend. I will update my YieldMax and YMAG estimates. I don't know if I'll do ulti. I'll have to think about it because that one takes a little more time. YieldMax and YMAG is just an update of outstanding shares. But I'll get an updated video on that this weekend. I'll do my options update and, of course, the Defiance update. And they actually just came out with a new fund. I think it's called USOY. It's kind of like the USOI version. You know, an oil-covered call ETF, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's all I got. Keyword Keyword. I guess since I went out last night, foggy, foggy head, right? The keyword today is foggy head. Although I'm not too foggy, but still slightly foggy head. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day. Later.